Hey guys, look at here. We are playing Tiny Bunny, a horror game. Pretty sure. Why am I doing this? Is it because there's an animal? Yes, that's the only reason. And I hate horror stuff. Yay, let's have fun. Oh. Okay. The story illustration thing, by the way. This is really cool. The wind clawed at my window all night long. This? And in the song, waved from all sorts of voice. Shrill, gentle, sneery. Ah, shit. I an arguing about something. I missed it! Okay. It wandered the fields and howled like a beast, and in a song waved from all sorts of voices. They were shouting and laughing. Someone was running through snow, while casting long shadows that occasionally creeped close to my bed. A house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a building that had been that had seen a lot in its days and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. The lonely house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket gazed back with its hollow eyes, rustling, whizzing, swaying back and forth. One could come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves. There was nobody behind the crooked trees. But the silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12 after all. Still. Oh, a fox. This is such a good art style. Hey, put away your book. How many times have I told you not to read at the table? It's bad for your health. Look how stout you are. So I can hide. Look at this. Just look at this art. Oh my gosh, if I try to do black and white, I don't think I would do very good. Digitally. Anyways, I've been trying to do so, but it's kind of hard. Anyways, so let's try to hide a book. We put the book away. I didn't protest and put the book about Conan the Barbarian aside. I was stuck in a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyways. Olia had already finished her breakfast and was munching on some cookies. She was so enthusiastic she almost looked like your typical girl from the commercials. You're not going anywhere until you finish all of it. I, on the other hand, was still trying to drill a hole in the plate with my eyes, as if it would make the porridge disappear. Hazy anxiousness welled up inside, all because of the previous sleepless night, the black forest around our house, and the gloomy wind. I just realized, this is like the, that ice that you would see on your windows when it's extremely cold. Usually anyways. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. It looked like a jellyfish from Quarter to Odyssey. I love that show. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is. I love the ocean, by the way. Would love to be able to get to the bottom of the ocean. Or how cold the black forest is at night. The spoon fell out of my hand. Mom showered me with a cold glare from her green eyes. What did I just say? I'll get it. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge once again. I felt around for the spoon. What is this carved in the other side of the table? Karina. It looks like Kefna. Honestly. so cool. And look at that detail right there, too. So cool. Hey, that's my mom's name. I guess she carved it out with something pointy when she was little, so it was her mom's house, or at least her mom's table. Wait, I've just realized I'm a boy. It's his mom's house. She sure was a rascal, damaging the furniture like that. She would scold me for a week if I did something similar, though. Should I remind her about it? No, she's been in a bit of a bad mood lately. I imagined her being my age, sitting under this table. I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? Or the sounds coming from the attic? Or the thick forest? Oh my god. That's super creepy. I imagine my grandma coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed, where Olia sleeps nowadays, and saying this in her soft, smooth voice. Taiga is a special place, little girl. It's watching you closely, sniffing you out, trying to discern what kind of beast you are. If you're a good sort, it won't abandon you in times of trouble. But if you're a bad apple, it'll grab you by the side and drag you onto the ground. And that would be it. Grandma was caring. She never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. Those were the times without the maddening screams until late at night, without smashed dishes and mutual accusations. Our parents used to love each other back then. I remember listening in on one of the conversations by chance. They were talking about Grandma getting prepared for her own funeral. She had already bought a casket, and she called it her cute funeral box. It waited for its time in the closet, patiently. It was black, upholstered with meat-colored marshall material on the inside. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. The house didn't change since the time she was alive. Only all the photos were gone. Glass-covered pictures with grave faces of my ancestors. They all were dead, but watchful look in their eyes. I called out from under the table. Ola was done with her cookies, and she was looking at my chair like a sly little woodland creature. I turned my gaze towards the frosted window. There were a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't get my attention. The pattern of frost formed a picture on the glass. Ola, look, it's a fox. Where? It looked almost like those elliptical illusions, things they put in the back of student notebooks. A mix of lines at first glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit and look under a certain angle. Head outside on the window. Look, here's a nose and here's... Hey, eat up! Yes, just a moment. I don't see anything. Hurry up, we don't have much time. Ah, there it is. But it still doesn't look like one. And I'm telling you it does. Nuh-uh. It does. Stop it. These kids, I swear. Now, I couldn't see the fox either. It disappeared, went away. Only the frosty patterns, similar to stretched out nettle leaves, crept up the glass. My dad entered the kitchen with long, measured steps. I want to have a beard like his when I grow up. Mom would always just ask jokingly, "Come on, shave it off, it stings." This was long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Orla always covers her ears when she hears something like, "What's the point in all this?" The wall. "It's all for your sake," Dad would reply. "For the sake of our family." I always caught every sound when in fear of hearing the most dreaded, the deadliest word that started with D. D-I-V-O. Oh. I don't even want to finish it. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister could be torn apart and taken into two different families. Anyway, your fox is nothing. I have an owl on my window. You and your owl again. You said you believed me just yesterday. Have anybody seen my car keys? I remember leaving them on the windowsill. Right. Maybe you did. Maybe not. I'm a grown man after all, father of two, and still. Karina, please, stop. Just let me get ready in peace. Your keys are in the basket, along with the phone. Well, thank you very much. Anton, stop making a martyr of yourself and finish eating already. And the owl. There was no owl. But there was one. It had giant glowing eyes. Ola sprung from her chair and placed her hands on a little face, imitating a pair of eyes the size of an apple each with her fingers. Last year I had Bobby in your closet, and now this owl? Oh, I wanted to click it. But I saw it. Ola shifted her gaze back and forth from Dad to Mom to me, but couldn't find any support. Have you thought about befriending it? You know, like feeding it with your imaginary mice? Don't bully our girl. She's just afraid to sleep alone because she's so little. She does look pretty little. I'd say almost 8? If I had to guess? 10? Ola pouted her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. Mom gave Dad a strict look. Oh, that look in her eyes. It's so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Dad just snorted in reply and left, ringing with the keys he just found. A minute had passed, and the theme song from The Little Mermaid echoed through the house. It was stored in an incredibly worn-out casket tape, which Dad had already had to glue together once. I can read. Also, that is not a pleasant expression. There's a horse over there. There's also dinosaurs too. Look at that. And there's a 7 over here. I don't know. I'm just looking at different things now. It's so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for example. But how do you fix a relationship? Mom moved to the living room, and I was alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window. Alia had trouble sleeping ever since we moved to this house. She would toss and turn and curl up into a ball under her blanket. Sometimes she would jump up in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped take off her mind after all the troubles we had with our move and our parents. Okay, no! And then Ola said that the giant flying monster said that she saw the giant flying monster outside her window. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything in their power. They tried every little trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. Ola refused to sleep alone and didn't believe that the owl was just one of her nightmares. After tonight, I was unsure of what to make of my sister's words, what to think of it myself. Can nightmares be infectious? Just last night, I couldn't get a wink of sleep, and ended up thinking of what to expect in my new school. There were a couple of days left before the beginning of the new term. My imagination drew long twisting hallways that led to a classroom full of kids, but all the students behind their desks were simply dark figures, cut out using a template. Circular holes gaped in the middle of their faces, and pairs of eyes blinked inside those holes. It was as if some completely different creature were looking at me from behind the flat black silhouettes. Their cruel glares, filled with icy sneers, made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? Won't they gang up on me and beat me down, stomp me with their bloodied shoes? The damn school can burn for all I care. Also, I just realized there's a cat over here. Look at that cat. Probably some type of dinosaur. I just wish for anything to happen to it. It doesn't really matter what. I didn't want to go there that much. I don't want to see people who are just itching to smack me on the head, tear me up, think of a new offensive name for me, worse than the previous one. I felt like the glasses I wore made me an outsider of some sort, or some sort of monster. My gaze slid across the drawings hanging on the walls. I couldn't consider myself a great artist, but Olia begged me to hang them. Drawing was the only thing that made me happy as of late. The small circle of friends I had also enjoyed my paintings, and they promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagine Mom picking up the phone and saying in a cold voice, "You've got the wrong number." Or, "Anton is not around. Anton is not around." I imagine my future classmates lying in their beds just like me, listening to the howls of invisible werewolves outside their windows. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all? But who would ever like a boy with thick glasses? I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little, and now he's married to the most beautiful woman on the planet, my mom. The house creaked, pressed by the wind. The kind of what we used to live in, a 9-floor concrete building, but with the neighbor's drool, mumbled with a TV set from behind the wall, cried like a baby from the big family next door. Our current house, though I can't really call it new, was completely different. It was silent and easygoing during the day. Its shadows lay dormant in the corners, on the closet cobwebs, or under the stairs. And under the stairs. But they all woke up during the night. Something was watching me from every corner. Almost half the old photos of my deceased family with their ashen eyes were hanging on the walls in the place of my drawings. The floor was squeaking, rusty drains were moaning, the attic was occupied by noisy drafts. One could think that the house was performing some sort of demonic melody. And then I realized I was, in fact, hearing music. You mean the music that's playing in my headphones right now? It was already playing for a good while. Somewhere at the edge of my perception, I could hear a flute. It was mixed in with the sound of the wind, the creaking old house, and my thoughts too. I stood up and rushed to the window. I wanted to reassure myself that this music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. It's not like someone is playing it there amidst the snowy, cold snowy night, right? Okay, gonna save quick. Someone was dancing in the field. Black silhouettes I could barely make out with a dark forest as their backdrop. They jumped and backed in moonlight, bumping into piles of snow, rolling around and crawling on old forests. Stories about wolves playing in the moonlight came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves. They stood upright at times, circling holding hands, whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadows for a brief moment, and then coming back. Also, these are so cool. I love this little animation coming over here. Something bizarre was going on. Senators dancing in Starlight's abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Suddenly, the music stopped. The dancing shadows froze in place, and I could swear pierced me with her eyes. One of the silhouettes immediately parted from the bizarre shadow carnival and sprinted across the field with giant leaps. Oh, please don't do that! Oh, God! It glided on squeaky snow without leaving any prints until it was devoured by the pitch-dark shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. My heart was jumping around like a cage. Inside a cage, I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back toward the bed. They saw me. This is terrifying. Why am I playing a horror game? A freezing torrent of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room to listen to some unwanted guest move and scrape around looking for an entrance. The sound moved to my right, then circled around the house. Now my guest should be at the front door. I jumped into the bed and covered myself with a blanket as if it could protect me. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remember my funeral, my grandma lying there, hands crossed on her chest, her facial features sharp like that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of chairs that had held my grandma's casket. I imagined those little creatures climbing up onto her bed and pulling up her eyelids with her tiny legs. Then her this is a horrifying imagination. Then her wrinkly eyeballs will once again move inside their sockets, and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. While chanting the spell she taught me throughout the whole procedure, and now lying under the blanket and listening to squeaks and howls, I was repeating the same words. On the island of Beyond, underneath the blemished sun, in a sea of color blue, stands a cabin made of wood. There lay lard and ashen fur for the spawn from devils there to feast and always leave alone God's faithful servant named Anton. Evil leave this house must. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sounds. It disappeared. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket and saw curtains waving around like a hangman. And then the night doused me with a new portion of boiling terror. Oh God, why am I playing a horror game? The sound of scratching my eardrums. In reality, something or someone was scratching at the front door, clawing at wood, demanding to be let in, and the door was shut. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. I remember him staring at that forest intently, as if he was looking for someone. I have a dog whining at me as I'm trying to play this horror game. Come on, puppy. No, never. Never. Don't do it, David. David. Stop it. Why are you eating his ear? Ashes to ashes. Dust to dust. I hugged my knees, placing my chin between them, and dwelled the door with my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak before the night of darkness. And then the doorknob twitched slightly. Then it turned halfway. Once, twice, as if the person who tried to enter had no hands. The door tilted once more and then started clicking violently. My jaw crouched from fear. My wet fingers clutched the blanket. And it's open. The door creaked and opened. The wind taunted me, moaning inside the tin drains. Now you'll see. The door was wide open. Darkness withered inside the carnivorous mouth of a doorway. Tonight, Tony? It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flapping its black wings and squeaking with rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensnared by the web of darkness that hung in the corners of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come out of the gaping black hole. Tony. My abdomen tightened and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me, Tony, you asleep? Oh my God. Is that my little sister? I think that is. It's a bit hard to see. My sister's pale face protruded from the thick shadows. I almost screamed from relief. Oh yeah, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? Ola frowned and sticked out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. It's there again, staring at me. Shoo her away, Tony, please. I'm so scared. The fear that was tormenting me just a minute ago crawled away and hid him somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Olya down. My dogs. It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's going to hurt you. Olya sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me. Oh, she's shaking. But was I sure of myself? I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch a video. Sleeping Beauty, for example. You like that cartoon, don't you? Why does the Sleeping Prince have a Why does the Sleeping Beauty have a prince? And I have the scary bird. I don't know, Olya, but we're gonna save that for the next video because my dog is whining at me. This is so good. I love the music. I love the art style. I can't wait to see what the rest of this is. But I'm going to leave it up for here for right now. And if you guys want to go ahead and play the game yourself, I will put a link down in the description below. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!